Hello, my name is Deborah Sampson, the first woman to ever fight in the Army, and this is all about my life. I was born on December 17, 1760, in Plimpton, Massachusetts. I was the oldest of 6 children. My family was very poor, and having my father abandon my family when we were young didn't help much. After he left my family, we were forced to become indentured servants, and I never saw my family again until my later years. I worked on a farm, and I quite enjoyed it. I learned to sew, spin, hunt, ride horses, and do carpentry. I was released. I was 18, and I became a school teacher. In 1778, I decided to join the Army, but women weren't allowed, so I went under the name of my dead brother, Robert Shirtliff. But I didn't show up for training because I was worried the men would discover my secret by the way I neatly held a quill pen. I couldn't help myself. I was a teacher. Anyways, I moved to a different Massachusetts town and signed up there. Then I was chosen for the Light Infantry Company, and my first battle was fought in Tarrytown, New York. There I received 2 musket balls to the thigh and a bad cut to the forehead. Then, after the war, I begged my fellow soldiers to let me die, but they insisted, so I was put on horseback and carried 6 miles to the nearest hospital. There, the doctors treated my head wound, but I left before they could get to the musket balls because I was afraid they would discover my true gender. I removed one of the musket balls myself with only a penknife and a sewing needle, but my leg really never healed because one of the balls sunk too deep for me to reach. After the war was over, I, with other soldiers, was sent to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And unfortunately, I couldn't go because I caught my magnet fever and was too sick. A doctor named Barnabas Binney cared for me, but to treat me, he had to remove my clothes and discovered my breast binding. But he never spoke a word. After I joined the Army, not for long. When Dr. Binney asked me to deliver a note to General John Patterson, I was worried about my secret. But, luckily, General Patterson never spoke a word, and on October 25th, 1783, I was honorably discharged. After I was discharged, I met Benjamin Gannett, and we were married on April 7th, 1785. We had 3 kids named Earl, Mary, and Patience. We also adopted 1 girl named Susanna. 8 years later, I petitioned the Massachusetts State Legislature about my experience in the Army, and it passed. 10 years later, I started giving lectures on my experience of being a woman in the Army. On February 22nd, 1806, I asked my friend, Paul Revere, to loan me some money, for farmers were very poor. He responded kindly and gave me $10. I died on April 29, 1827 because of yellow fever. Isn't that amazing? We hope you enjoyed the true life story of my superhero, Deborah Sampson.